Well, good afternoon, folks. Mr. Zen1010 reporting live from Miami. A little follow-up tape here on Miami cannibalism and drugs that are causing the brain to boil. Let me set this up for you, and maybe it'll spark your memory a little bit. I think if, to try to make this, I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but imagine yourself, think back, if you can remember, there were stories going around about people being in Las Vegas bars and young women coming up to men and, hitting on the men and laying it out that the men, if they want to spend a few bucks, maybe they can get a little sexual activity is what this amounted to. And in the meantime, the men, unbeknownst to them, were getting slipped a Mickey, if you will. A little drug was going into their drink, and the next thing you know, they're up in a hotel suite with Miss Sweetie, and they pass out, and they wake up the next morning, and they're very sore, and they're cold because they're in a bathtub with ice, and they look and they've got stitches running from the bottom of their throat all the way down to the top of their pubes. Now what they've had is surgery, and someone has taken out their kidneys or their liver or their lungs, and God knows they're still alive, so it wasn't their heart, but I think some of them have woke up dead. Whoa, baby, man wakes up dead in Las Vegas hotel. But what they were doing is confiscating, harvesting live organs. And those organs would be turned around and sold on the black market. Okay, change subject. Along the same lines, you are in a Miami bar, or you are in a New York City bar, or you're in Los Angeles having a very good old time around Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Strip, and you meet up with some folks, and you get a designer drug slipped into your drink. And it's going to be, they're either afraid or to take it themselves. They want to see how this drug acts on other people before they take it. But anyway, you end up with a designer drug that is responsible and for hallucinogens and for speediness. And in other words, it's like LSD, a new form of LSD. And they tell me it's going around, this new type of acid, if you will. And the problem with it is very dangerous in that it affects the neurotransmitters in the brain. It goes in and physiologically destroys the brain's ability to regulate temperature. The next thing that happens is the brain gets out of control. It gets overheated. People start to feel as though they have to rip their clothes off because they're too hot. Their brain is telling them things to do. They obviously, I've never done it, but it seems that the people go completely monstrosity. I mean, man, they're ready to murder, kill, savage is what they become. They become people that want to eat other people alive, and they do. We've got proof down here. People are starting to act this way. But anyway, you've been slipped this drug, and you had no idea you were getting it. You didn't really mean to. Or you decided you might try one of these designer drugs, not knowing that you're going to, in 3 or 4 hours, be munching down on your girlfriend's body. In other words, you're going to eat her alive, eat her food, eat her body. Now, folks, this, according to a lady who studies the human brain, is warning us, and they opened the door the other night, and that's where I freaked out, and when I saw all those some 1,000 brains that have been studied, showing the effects of these drugs on them. But folks, be careful. There is a group somehow are slipping these drugs into America and other countries for that matter, and they are responsible for some pretty wild behavior. You might eat your children, your wife, or anyone you can come across once the brain gets out of control. This is Mr. Zen 1010. Now be careful, man. These drugs are going to make you possibly a killer and a vampire and a person who will demolish other people by eating them. Be careful, folks. Zen 1010 on the brink of a heavy, heavy story down here in Miami. Good night and good luck. Whoa, boy. Hey, Kimmel. Y'all ought to call me up and have me come on your show and do a doggone one-night stand on this. This is something else. This is gonna be something. I'll see you boys and girls. Bye-bye.